splashy water slides.
Buckets and bull swish.
Soon.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Buckets and Bull Swish. Guys, I cannot believe we are at episode 13. I want to sit back and introduce you guys to John LaRose. Now, I know you're not local to the area of Delaware, but let me ask you, I know you've been traveling all around, right? And sometimes we'd be like, it's a sad Saturday when we know that John's out of town because you're traveling somewhere, right? Right? But let me ask you, what path got you to be in the Pennsylvania, Delaware line area playing basketball?
Well, first of all, I have to say, no matter how I got here, I'm so glad that I got here because I got to meet so many wonderful people here. From the guys at Tally, from the guys at Centerville, from the Boys and Girls Clubs in Chester, those Randy and those guys. Man, it's been such a blessing because, it's not just about basketball. At the end of the day, it's about life. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of these guys, man, that are genuine men. When I think of Tron Ryder, man, Tron Ryder, that guy, he's not just a guy who's dedicated to opening the gym at 6:15 in the morning. He sent out a letter to the guys who stopped coming early, and he was about to chase everybody out, and people start shaping up. Tron Ryder is a very special man. I mean, I'll tell you, I've had a chance to sit down with this guy. I'm glad that I ended up in the Delaware area to have met somebody like Tron, to have met somebody like you, Chris, who's a professor as well. You've been an amazing person to me. If I want to put it out there, you've just been, and that's why singing at your wedding was just like, are you kidding me? Of course I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
But what led me here is that I'm from Florida, obviously. Played like high school ball in Florida. Went to college in Florida. Played like 12 years with a semi-pro team down there. It's like I had a Miami Heat connection, so the pro-am there was connected to the Miami Heat. So you're playing against Heat players, you're playing against ex-Heat players who were ditched, for less better word. They came back and playing the pro-am. And then came a time where I was singing at a wedding and in Florida, and somebody said, "I like this guy's voice." They lived in Jersey,
Okay.
so they contacted me and had me send me one of my recordings to them, and then they flew me to Jersey for an interview, flew me a second time, and said, "Hey, we want to sign you to our Christian label." So that's how I ended up in the Northeast.
Okay.
Ended up in the Northeast, did it for a couple of years, and then um, like anything else, it only lasted for like 2 years. Things didn't work out eventually, with contracts and everything. And then I met my then wife, and then we wanted to purchase a house that was cheaper. So we moved to Allentown. We
Yes.
bought a house in Allentown. I was in Allentown for 17, 18 years. Unfortunately, things didn't pan out after 18 years. I hate to put my personal stuff out there, but this is how we got here.
Yeah.
And then I had some folks that kind of live near the area and say, "Hey, man, come stay with us. We got you. Sorry things didn't work out. This is, pretty decent area. Come, until you get on your feet, come out here." So came out there. Of course, I still play ball. That's how you deal with life. When us guys, if we're dealing with some hard stuff, we go to ball because
Absolutely.
you keep stuff off your mind. And so I was going to this crazy park over there. I can't remember the name of it. I'll never go back. It has gravel. The one that has gravel on it.
Yeah.
They recently put backboards, but I didn't like it. And then I was just looking around, and I ended up at Tally's one day.
Yeah.
I came to Tally. I'm like, "Oh, this is great."
Yep.
And then came on a Sunday afternoon, and your girl had next. Remember I was telling you that story. She had next, and then I said, "Hey, can I play with you?" She goes, "No," and then she said, "I already got my team." And when the guys came off the team, that was her team. She didn't know me. So
Yeah.
when I
Right.
got on, I went off, and that's where it all started. And I think you started calling me, "Watch out for Big John."
Right.
You were putting that in the group text. "Watch out for Big John." And eventually I just started meeting people after people. I got Centerville invitation. I got this, and that. And then that's all she wrote, man. And I've been here ever since. And I love it here, bro. I'll never leave if I don't have to. It's just been great. Found a great church and just good people. It's just been such a blessing, such a blessing.
Absolutely. It's great to hear that story. And it's also great to be a part of it, man. It's great to be a part of it. Is there anything I didn't cover you would like to share or you would like the community to know about yourself?
That my main job is family advocacy. I love to because my parents are from Haiti, and I've always been interested in my own culture. Even when I was young, I got here. So during that 30-year run, my youngest brother hardly speaks Creole. My sister speaks it pretty good, decent, but they can't understand how I speak fluent Creole and write it, and
Yeah.
I can speak French as well. So one of my favorite things to do is interpret for families that don't have a voice. I'm a voice for the voiceless. When they go to their family doctor with their children, I work mostly in pediatrics. That's mainly what I do. That's why I run into Zach all the time. Zach
Okay.
is a pharmacist at Nemours, so we run into each other because I'm there to provide the help that these families need so desperately. There is some interpretation through the iPad, but it's very glitchy. And a
Yeah.
lot of these folks, they don't really interpret very well. But I happen to be one of those kids when I was young. I wanted to learn the language. So I speak fluent Creole. Um, and I don't know if I told you, but I'm also somebody who's heavily involved in the community. I do a lot of weddings. I'm in the wedding circle a lot. I'm an MC. I organize almost like a wedding planner. I organize a whole thing, and then I commend the entire room, whether it's 300, 400, 500 people. I just enjoy doing it, whether it's a church that's having a concert or an event or a gala. I'm their MC, and they always call me. So sometimes when I'm gone, and I'm not on the court on Saturdays because I'm doing a wedding in Florida. I'm doing a wedding in North Carolina. I'm doing this. So it's one of those things I enjoy doing. But mostly, just want everybody to know one of my biggest favorite things to do is to provide the interpretation for families that don't speak English. And I'm their voice when they stand with the doctor. Sometimes it's not as good because you have to, like the other day, I was called for end of life. So that means I got to go tell a parent in my own language, in their language, that your child is dying, that he has a few hours to live, few days to live. Do you want to come to the hospital and all of that? So it's good and bad at the same time, but I really enjoy it because people feel better when you're there with them in person. That's what I do. I'm an in-person interpreter, and I enjoy doing it. I do it at Nemours, I do it at Chop. I'm all over the place. So that's one of my
Okay.
favorite things to do. Oh, I was born in the Bahamas.
Oh, really? Okay.
I was born in the Bahamas. My sister and I, we were the only two of all our siblings who were born in the Bahamas. And when I was about 5, I moved to Haiti to join the rest of my siblings. My sister and I, we were 11 months apart. So when I was in Haiti, I met the rest of my siblings, and then 6 years later, I moved to the United States at age 11.
Okay.
And then I got to go back 30 years later when I was 41 for the first time. So, Chris, I'm a Bahatian.
Okay.
Never
Okay.
heard that term before.
No, I
Born in
haven't.
the
No, I haven't.
Bahamas.
Yeah.
I made it up. I'm a
Malaysia.
Bahatian, born in the Bahamas of Haitian parents. So I'm a Bahatian.
Okay. Okay. Let me tell
That's
you, I'm
another
just going to
nickname you
end
got
this.
for me now.
Now, let me ask you this. We know the aspects of your game, right? But let me ask you this. Is there something that you are proud of as a player that most of us might be sleeping on, like an underrated aspect of your game?
I would say, I think one of the things that I bring to the court is making my teammates confident. Um, because there's a lot of one-on-one out there. When you're playing basketball, you can dominate a game one-on-one, and you could take over, and it's all good. But then when you're not involving your teammates, it's not you have less of a chance to win. You could score 30 and still lose.
Yes.
I tend to bring that camaraderie spirit,
Yep.
where
Yep. Yep.
let's go, Chris. Chris, as much as we play together, it's easy to get down on you because you tend to, do things that you should have done but you didn't do. You kind of like,
Yes.
overthinking the game. And I'm
Yep.
like, yo, Chris, come on, let's go. You could do it. I'm that cheerleader
Yeah.
where I may have some skills that are a little bit more advanced than the next guy, but I'm an encourager on the court. And
Yeah.
guys don't realize how much that helps a team win
Yes, it does.
because a guy like Jerry, who's an old man now, 70, 71 years old. But if you set him up just right, he'll hit that shot. Or
Absolutely.
Mo, who's kind of gimpy, always playing with injury, with an injured knee for years. And yet if you get Mo going, he'll hit 2, 3 in a row. So I'm that encourager.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys know when to give me the ball. It's time to, gotta give John the ball. It's time, find John, time to finish the game. But those guys allowed us to get to number 11. It wasn't just me.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the most underrated part of my game is that I'm a big encourager. I like to encourage guys that don't have that much confidence in their game. And
Yep.
so by my own way, my own slick way, I'm encouraging the guy. I can think of Shane, for example, who was on your last one. When I brought Shane over to Centerville, I saw his game grow from what he used to be to what he is now. Shane can be a very dominant player. I think of Jamal. Jamal is one of our most improved jump shooters now. Jamal was just a guy who will go to the boards. He'll get seconds and thirds. He can grab some boards.
Yeah.
Now Jamal is a shooter. So I like to think that over the years I've contributed to these guys improving their game. Even you, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm one of your biggest cheerleaders. I've always
Yeah.
said,
Yep.
and I said to the guys at Tally, Chris is the most improved player, bar none, at Tally. And they're like, "What do you say?" I said, "Because now he actually looks for a shot, where before he wouldn't even look at it." So I think that's one of the most
Yeah.
underrated thing that I bring to the court. I'm just an encourager. I think in life, that's the way I am, period. I like to encourage people. I like to take people underneath my wing and I to just call a young guy up, "Hey, how you doing? How's everything at home?" That's the kind of person I am.
Absolutely. And you know what? I think as you say that, I'm starting to realize in my mind, I think the better top players do that. Another person who does that, and it was funny, for a while, I used to look at him like, are you genuine? Bash. Bash is a great point guard. I think he's slept on. Since he doesn't look to score or take over a game, you don't realize. But he is always encouraging his team to play better and to do the spirit of basketball. And I think it took me a while to see how he's doing. I'm like, yes, that is genuine. And again, I think if you pay attention to Bash, I hope we don't. I don't want to see him having a little target on his back, but he is a winner. He goes out there, he makes a difference, and he helps his teams win. And I think you're in the same exact way. Everyone knows getting Jay Smooth on your team, that's a guaranteed way to success.
Yeah. By the way, he does that when he comes in the gym. He doesn't even have to dribble the ball yet. When he comes in, the way he greets people,
Yeah.
let you know what kind of person he is. He's just a very warm individual. When he comes in, the way he greets you, he takes the time to say
Yeah.
hello. It's not just like, "Hey, what's up?" He's just a very warm and genuine person. So yeah, I definitely agree with you that Bash is one of those guys. Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. Welcome to another mini segment of Buckets and Bull Swish. We're sitting here with Sebastian, about to mash it up real quick. All right. We just filmed or saw an episode about Jay Smooth, Big John, Hookshot John, however you want to call it, right? But hearing from him, thinking about the Centerville group and the YMCA, who do you think would be a good matchup at the YMCA against Jay Smooth?
Oh, wow. Okay. I would go with Mar.
Yeah.
Mar
Okay.
against Joe Smooth.
Yes, I think you're right. Now that definitely gives a little advantage with Mar being on the young side, but Mar has that length, and I think that length is very important to kind of disrupt that. I like that. Excellent.
Yeah.
Big John don't back down for nothing, or Jay Smooth, depending on how we know about it. Thank you, Bash, for coming out, chopping up with us. Thank you so much, man.